didn't see you there. I'm just kidding. I had to turn on the camera. Anyways, hi everybody. It's Neil. I'm in New York. I just finished up this mix. I just sent it over to Andrew in Chicago, and he's gonna pop in the video. Anyone know what bass line I was just referring to there? Well, I wasn't referring. I was playing it. Leave it in the comments if you know. It's a good bass line. And hint, it's not Paul playing, and I have evidence of it. That's another discussion for a future video. Anyway, let's get to There's a Place. Let's just get down to it. Just get out in the open. Okay. So There's a Place, fun little song off of Please Please Me. This is the bass I used on it. It's my Revolution cavern bass. I bought it as is, but there's a couple things I've noticed about it that I figure I should be honest about. It's not actually a cavern bass. It's, I think, like a 62 or 63. It's got the arch back. It's got the tuners are in the regular spot. They're not as, I think they're a little higher up on the cavern one. And this is just kind of like a, you can see there's an air bubble. It's just like a plastic piece someone glued on, you know. Isn't that crazy? I think it's pretty crazy. And they moved the pickup over, got the mount, and had it repainted. But still a good bass. It looks cool, sounds good, does the job. One thing about Paul in this period, he was playing his cavern bass. He hadn't gotten the Hofner yet. But one thing that people have noted, and it's the reason why he got this whole mount system, is at some point this pickup has tape all over it, like it's holding it in barely. So I kind of think on this record, the pickup either was completely not working, or it would flop in and out, and if he had on this pickup, it would go as he was playing or something. To me, the bass sound in this record's a little more present than it ever is once he gets the Hofner. It's just all after this. And this, I don't know. I kind of think he's playing the whole thing on this pickup, which is not what anyone playing a Hofner or playing Paul McCartney ever does. But this pickup on other Hofner basses is towards the bridge and sounds really just when you play it. But this though, this one's in the middle, and it's closest to like kind of where a P bass pickup would be on P bass. And P basses sound great. It's a great blend of a little bit of honk and treble to it, but still a lot of low end in there. This is just all low end, which I do prefer this, but this does sound nice. So on these Please Please Me recordings, the last couple of them, now I saw her standing there, I hadn't thought of this yet. I've been using this pickup to great results, you know. It's really, I think that's just what it sounds like to me. It sounds more like it on this bass, you know, which isn't a cavern bass, I'm going to throw it out there, but that kind of sounds more like it to me. Let's get into the song now. It's funny, me and my friends used to play this game. We would play the first second of a Beatles song, and you'd have to guess it. Not even a second, like a... And the only songs that ever tripped us up were this and Please Please Me. The intro is almost identical. And one thing about both of them that myself, I've always gotten wrong, and it's just muscle memory for me at this point, and every other person I've ever seen playing this bass line on stage, for this and Please Please Me, more Please Please Me, but the bass line starts in the fifth and goes to the root. 5-1, and everyone plays the high B. But on both this and Please Please Me, it's the low B. It's crazy though. We all hear it as doom, 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 because I think the J160 also strikes that note. Anyway, but on this and Please Please Me, it's, but this, you know. Now in this song, he's pretty consistent with his legato to staccato ratio. You know, there's songs like You Really Got a Hold on Me. It's like certain notes are super legato and some notes are super staccato. Like, you know, but this song is pretty, with the kick drum consistent. The only three notes that are very different, and they're the hardest to replicate, on the "and it's my mind," that part, he kind of does this weird, he like slides into it, but he barely hits it. I don't know how to describe it besides that, because he's still hitting the note, but it's like, it's like boom, 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 and there's no time. I forget forget which octave it is, but you can watch the video and see for yourself. So yeah, There's a Place. Everything's very, but you know, you gotta keep that rhythm down, you gotta keep the root of the chords down. And you're singing too, if you're singing along with it, you know, you got the singing to think about. Anyways, that's essentially There's a Place. It's a fun bass line about getting the bass sounds. I love the bass sound, Please Please Me, I'm always gonna say that. I really do think it's one of the better Beatles bass sounds on all records, you know. I saw her standing there, just, the bass didn't sound like it did. I don't know if that record would have worked as well. It still would have worked, just not as well, you know. That's something I did wrong forever in that song. I was like, kept it going the whole time. All right, everybody. This is Neil. I'm signing off. I'm gonna hand it over to Andrew.
Yeah. So for There's a Place. One of my favorite things about this song is how George is not playing the root notes often. You know, it's just a simple E to A song. But George makes it more interesting by playing the major third and the fifth. Makes it more interesting and almost more sentimental or sad. There's more emotion in it when you don't just play the simplest thing. It sounds really nice, the low E and the low G sharp mixed together, the bass and the guitar. So that's one of my favorite things about the verse. And then what Neil was saying about the wavy hand thing that they're doing in this one, too bad there's no live video to actually see what they're doing. What I thought George was doing was hitting the B on the E string and then hitting the B on the A string. He could be doing it twice on the E string, or on the E then the A string. But to me, I think it sounds like he's changing strings. Not for sure on that, but that's what I did. And then also, I like what he's doing before in the verse. He's almost playing like a bass line. And then it's probably hard to see in a video, but I'm going, this is the A, first inversion A, and then F sharp. You're just changing one note. And he's doing that really quick. And then back to the harmonica melody thing. So again. For the bridge, basically just pedaling along, playing the chords. And then for the third verse, he's finally playing the full chords. And he's still keeping that first inversion with the G sharp on the bottom of the E chord. And then up to A. He could be going to this A. I assume he's staying in a nearby position. Oops. And that's pretty much it for the George part. And then the John part's pretty simple too. Like Neil was saying, it starts off with the Please Please Me thing on the J160. Oh, and that's another thing. This song is probably recorded on the J160 for the George part as well. But I recorded it on the Duo Jet to be more time appropriate. And I actually did the audio on the Country Gentleman just because these pickups would be more accurate to the Duo Jet that George would have had. So I just recorded the audio on this and then reshot it with that. Yeah, so what I was saying for the John part, it starts off with that same thing. And then he just plays the chords along through the whole song. I don't think he does anything too tricky. So thanks for watching this one on There's a Place. We'll see you next time.